All right, so you all should have page 27 in front of you. Again, it looks like this. We are starting lesson 2, session 1, adding 3-digit numbers. Adding 3-digit numbers. So many of you are familiar with 3-digit numbers, as I saw when we were doing our whiteboard work a week or so ago, when we were practicing our rounding and adding numbers and rounding the sums of 2- and 3-digit numbers. You all did a really good job on that. So now we're going to take a look at adding 3-digit numbers, and we're going to go a little bit deeper, and we're going to talk about the whys, why we do what we do. And I'm going to give you some strategies on how to add these numbers, how to look at these numbers in a different way. So first of all, I want you to take a look at, again, page 27. And I want you to take a look at the top where, again, that text feature, that beautiful text feature of the bold type. This is a problem we're going to be taking a look at. Please read along with me. Here we go. It says Rodney has 147 songs on his MP3 player. Elaine has 212 songs on her MP3 player. How many songs do Rodney and Elaine have in all? So let's take it back for a second to the close read strategies that we've been talking a lot about. Before we can proceed in trying to solve this problem, we need to understand what the question is actually asking us. We need to understand that first, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see on the screen what you have in the book. And then we're going to talk a little bit more as I write, okay? Hang on just 1 second. Okay. Thank you for waiting so patiently, everyone. All right. So if I were to be close reading this, there are a few things that I would want to remember. Few things I'd want to remember. So the first one for me would be to circle the important numbers in this problem. This is a math problem after all. So I'm going to be looking for some numbers in various forms. So I know that 147, that's an important number. That's part of our problem here. And I'm also going to know that 212 is important as well. And so when we talk about important words, I want to box those to help my brain. So super important to this problem is in all. In all. That is helping me to realize that this is a problem that's going to involve the property of addition. Because it is asking me, how many songs do Rodney and Elaine have in all? Which means these two numbers need to be added together. Okay? There are a number of ways that we can approach this. There are a number of ways. There are a number of models that we can take a look at. But before we even do that, I want to bring to your attention a very important, very special word in mathematics. And that word is equation. Equation. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So if the question is asking us how many songs there are in all, I do know that 212 must be added to 147. And that's going to equal something. That's going to equal something. The something, this something right here, that's called the sum. Remember that the answer to an addition problem is called the sum. What I am looking for is the sum. All right? Now, what makes this an equation? An equation. What makes this an equation? The root word here is equal. Equal. Here we have an equal sign. So my friends, when we're looking at an equation, what is on one side of the equal sign must equal the other side. This equals this. This is what makes it an equation. Both sides of the equal sign are the same. Okay? In representing the numbers, we can do it in a number of ways. One of those ways is to take a look at a base 10 model. We can do this in a base 10 model. All right? So when we talked before about base 10 models and what that means, we were talking about doing lots of drawing, right? So I would need to represent these two numbers in base 10. In order for me to do that, I need to understand place value. So again, we have ones, tens, and hundreds. Remember, in place value, it's the opposite of reading, right? We go right to left. Ones, tens, and hundreds. So I can model these out. I can make a big box. And in my box, I can look at 3 different place values. I can look at ones, I can look at tens, and I can look at hundreds. And I'm going to take 212 first. That's the number I need to break out. So I could say 212, for example, has 200 blocks, right? Because it is, after all, 200. And then I can take a look at my number and I can say, oh, 212 has 110. Okay. Awesome. And then I can look back at my number and I can say, oh, 212 has 2 ones. Awesome. And then to help my brain What I would do with like my pencil or something, I would say, okay, I'm all done modeling 212. So I'm going to put like a light X through that, just so I know it helps my brain. I'm done with that number for right now. I don't want to do it again, right? And then I'm going to move over to my friend 147. Oh, 147 has 100. $147 has 4 tens. And 147 has 7 ones. And then that just helps my brain hear that I've already done 147. I don't need to do it again. So when I take a look at this equation that I'm trying to solve, let's see, I've modeled 212. I've modeled 147. The only thing left for me to do is to find the sum. How am I going to do that? Well, we get to go back down and take a look at our model. So to help my brain again, because you all know I like really visual things, right? I might want to help my brain this way. I might want to say, this first number up on the top represents 212. That's that first number up at the top, right? That's this number. The second number is 147. And what is my operation? What am I doing? I'm adding. Now I get to add it all up. So if I were to stay true to math rules, right, and looking at place value, I would start over here at the ones. Now it just becomes a counting game. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice I'm counting both. I'm counting the ones from both of those 3-digit numbers, so I have 9 total ones. Then I'm going to move it on over. I'm going this way. Now I'm to the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 tens. Cool. And then I'm going to move it on over. Now I'm looking at the hundreds. How many hundreds do I have? 1, 2, 3. So the total is, that total sum is 359. 212 plus 147 equals 359. That is my sum. I'm going to give you just a minute to write all that down. Okay, my friends, now, is there another way to look at this? There definitely is. So what I'm going to be showing you right now is what we call an expanded form. An expanded form. What does that mean? It means we are going to break apart each of these 3-digit numbers based on place value. All right? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to move my paper up just a little bit. And we're going to take a look at this problem again, but this time we're going to what we call expand it. So we do have 212 plus 147. And that equals something, as we've said before. So we could take these numbers and expand them. So 212 equals 2 hundreds plus 110 plus 2 ones. 147 equals 100 plus 4 tens plus 7 ones. And then what do we do with all of these? Absolutely, we add them together. So if we do that, we can see that we have 300 plus 50 plus 9. We are simply breaking these numbers apart, and we are calling this expanded form. It's an expanded form. Up here, we call this base 10. So, base 10, expanded form. Breaking those numbers apart based on their place in the number. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to finish that up. Then we're going to talk about it a little bit more. We're going to get some practice.